All right, then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chickens and goats, dragons and aliens, and anyone else out there who is lucky enough to have us coming across their airwaves, welcome back to an exciting episode of the Three Amibros. We are pumped because we just got through week 1 of the NFL season 2022. How you
Let's
guys feeling?
go. Oh, that was beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
think that was an over exaggeration for pumped, but yeah, for sure. I'm excited.
You don't sound that excited.
You be a Cowboys fan. You tell me how excited you are.
All right. Well, that being said, week 1, what is your one takeaway from this week?
Oh, one
Just
takeaway from
one?
this week.
It's one takeaway. In fact, I'll start. I know that's a hard question.
About our team or about any team?
Anything, just
Okay.
football in general, week 1. My takeaway is that football is back, and so is unpredictable kicking. There were so many missed huge field goals, both in college and in the NFL, but specifically in the NFL, Alex, you had quite a few in your game.
Luckily, quite a few in my game.
Yeah. And some of those missed field goals cost some jobs as the Colts cut their kicker today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I didn't even see that.
Yep. They cut him this afternoon, which was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Week 1 just done. Especially, I mean, he had an okay year last year, but he was kind of touted as one of the top kickers in the NFL.
Was that Blankenship? Who was that? Blankenship?
No, it's like a Rod something. He wears the glasses.
Yeah, Rodrigo Blankenship.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yep. You're right.
Damn, he got cut.
He'll get
Damn.
picked up somewhere.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
be
good.
honest.
I would say my takeaway from week 1 is football. Your team is only as good as your coach.
Ooh.
That is
Very true.
We had some, I was really impressed with the Lions. They held their own against the Eagles. I was really impressed by that. And I was also unimpressed by the 49ers. And I was also unimpressed by the Broncos and pretty impressed by the Seahawks with Pete Carroll, who's everyone was like, oh, this is his last year. This is his last year. Hey, he came in to win. So
yeah. You know who you forgot on that list, though?
Who?
To not to be impressed by?
Who?
The Mr. Matt Patricia and Joe Judge in charge of the Patriots offense, which was horrendous.
Horrendous, bro.
And no disrespect to Billy Bell, greatest of all time and the coach. But what are you doing putting Matt Patricia in charge of an offense? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. And I will say last coach that I'm really impressed with is the new New York Giants coach. Can't believe they went out, got a dub against the Tennessee Titans. That was impressive.
Saquon was impressive.
Yeah. And it almost felt right. 9/11 for New York to get a win felt right.
That was a comeback win too. That wasn't oh, they kicked ass. That was like, oh, they came back and won.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys make some good points. I think my takeaway from it was, I mean, all of it can kind of go to the same, but like just the unpredictability of just football. Like you can win at any given week. It doesn't matter who the hell you are, which I think is just like one of the most exciting things about football. But all my predictions, oh my God, went right out the window. I think that's the fun part about football, but it's also the crazy part about football. And you can never count out your rivals, man. Watching that Steelers-Bengal game, that one was fun. I watched it on my drive home.
Yeah, that was insane. A crazy game. I can't believe how many picks.
Yeah, I was not expecting a game like that. It was just not. I was not expecting. Trubisky looked good and bad at the same time. And just wasn't expecting, he was so good in the first quarter, but what happened to him second half or first half? I don't know what happened to him second half.
Really, he was kind of like that with the Bears.
Yeah. And so I was like, you look really good. But then all of a sudden, what happened to you? And then their defense, man, for everyone giving doubt against their defense this year about how, they're going to be middle of the pack. Dude, they looked solid.
For sure.
That new linebacker
all core, the way around.
Yeah, that new linebacker core looks insane.
Devin Bush was making plays like a cornerback during certain points of the game.
So fast. Oh my God. Yeah.
I guess the other one was injuries. Holy shit.
Holy crap. Yeah. Injuries, bro. Freaking injuries.
You know what I learned about the Watt brothers?
Hey, they come back from pec injuries.
They come back. I'm not. This is not disrespectful. They're always injured. But here's what they are. They are that boss in the video game that is like a juggernaut in almost every single way, just speed, size, strength. But their one weakness is that you just hit them twice and they're done. That's the hard part, is hitting them twice. Once you do,
Hold on.
they're done.
One thing I will say, did you guys watch the play he got injured on?
Yeah, I
Makes
watched it happen.
no sense. I watched it happen, and he goes, "I'm injured," and I was like, "What? What? You jumped over a lineman to tackle a quarterback? You like just went like this, and then you're like, oh, my pec's torn."
Yeah, that's one of those injuries that it's kind of hard to see it happen, especially when they're in those big ass pads. So
yeah, and I was talking with somebody, and they're like, with a pec injury, it's almost bound to happen. Like when you have like pec problems, it's almost bound to happen. Like it was just gonna happen. So hopefully
Did he
So
did he play a lot of the preseason? Because that was like a big talk about like people not playing the preseason and coming in like getting injured or not being ready to
played.
play. Like a
I
lot
think
of
he
I
played
think
every
I was
game. I
curious.
think he played every game, but I don't think I think he played like one series, first and second game. And I think he played like first quarter, second, third game.
'Cause that
I
was a
think
long game.
yeah,
That was a long game.
that game
Yo,
did not want to end.
no, I didn't want it to
Oh,
end. If it was gonna end in a tie, I would have been pissed. That was one
Yeah,
of
I
those
hate
games.
ties.
Me too. Like I can't believe that the Colts tied with the freaking Texans, but
There's no
but
wins in the AFC South. Think about that.
wow. Wow. Crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, who would it? And hey, yo, Lovie Smith came out to play. Don't know what happened to him in the second half, but he came out to play.
For sure. All right. So moving on to other lessons learned on the digital gridiron,
Oh,
the fantasy world.
yeah.
Now, for me here
I will.
in two of the leagues, including ours, I was kind of cornered into having to take Najee Harris as my number one draft pick.
Oh,
No disrespect to
cornered.
Najee. He's great, and I'm hoping for big things this year. But if you would have asked me, hey, name your top 5 people that you want, I see you, Alex.
Wait a
We're
minute.
getting to
Wait a
you.
minute.
Shut up.
Wait a minute.
we're getting to you. He's
Week
so
one,
mad.
week one doesn't mean anything. But Najee really was a disappointment. Besides for his one reception touchdown, but other than that, he really didn't do much. So I'm hoping for a bigger game this week against New England.
He also hurt his foot. He was out after the fourth.
Yeah, it was
Like,
like
and they didn't use
it's like the like right when TJ got hurt, he got hurt too. Like and within similar, like I think almost right after like that series, he got hurt at that series.
My other takeaway is I grabbed Julio late in every single draft that I did, and I already know that's going to pay off because he looked phenomenal.
I was pissed by that. You're lucky. You're welcome that I gave you that.
He did look really good. I will say that. One, Cooper Cup is for real. He is always for real, and he is probably one of the best wide receivers I think in the game.
Dude,
Because
that was
just 31
insane.
points, nothing, and he lost. They lost 31-10, and he still had 31 fantasy.
Oh my
points.
Yeah,
God.
he's Stafford's BFF.
My wide receivers carried me. Literally, my running backs had a combined total of 15 points.
Oh my
So
God.
that was lit. But my wide receivers and tight end had a total of a little almost 80 points between Cooper Cup, Jerry Judy, and Travis Kelsey. Kelsey's the man. He's always the man. You don't need a wide receiver when you got Travis Kelsey.
Nah. My takeaways are as Chris knows, my running backs went off on him.
Yeah.
27 and 26 from Taylor and Swift. And then I had Montgomery, who I thought I was going to do better. But then I had Gibbons on the bench, 19 points. Like my wide receiver, my running backs are solid. One thing that I did really, really bad, though, I have no quarterbacks. Like my quarterbacks are trash this year. So I had Joey Burrow in one league who got me 21, but I don't even know how he got me 21 with 4 interceptions.
Yeah, with that many picks.
I don't know. I don't know how he got me that many points, but I have Dak Prescott and I have who's the other one? I think it was I don't remember who the other one was. But I was like
Lawrence.
I know I had Lawrence. That guy's I had Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson did not give me the game that I needed him to
He
give
did
me.
not cook.
No, I thought he was gonna cook. And then so this sucks because I have Dak Prescott, my backup is Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if I'm going to start him or pick someone off the waiver. And then I had Russell, who I think will do good, but his backup is Mac Jones. I'm almost at a point in fantasy where I don't even draft a backup quarterback anymore. I just pick one up off the waiver the week I need him.
Dude,
One of the
honestly, I just
leagues I'm in requires you to always have a backup QB.
Really? That's
hmm
trash.
You always have to have a backup QB, a backup tight end, and a backup defense and kicker.
That's dumb.
It's
What?
weird.
a
Yeah.
backup kicker. That's a
Yep.
waste of space.
No, it's there. There's a lot of rules to the roster. It's
You have a
interesting.
deeper bench.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, see that makes sense. Then if you have a deeper bench, one of the leagues on him, you have to have two quarterbacks.
Mm.
That's
Wait,
rough.
you like start two quarterbacks?
Yes.
I hate that.
Oh, I
Every
hate it.
league that
I hate
I've done,
everything.
though, I mean, I've destroyed because people underestimate the power of having two great quarterbacks in that league. They go for one and then they treat it like, oh, I just need a backup. No. You grab two stars. But I hate that setup.
All right, Chris. Well, before you continue more on, I just want Alex to take a few minutes and just talk his shit to you because I love that he beat you. I know it's week one. I don't. You will say whatever you want to make excuses, but I just want Alex to go ham for a
Hey
second.
man. So I just wanted to I haven't said anything to you yet because I was waiting for the podcast. I wanted to so bad. I wanted to trash talk so bad, but I was waiting to do it in digital world. And I just want to say, like, you talk a lot of trash about, oh, I'm the best. Oh, I've won the league twice and I've won the league twice. Oh no.
No, I've won it 3 times, twice in a row,
I won it 3 times. I
Oh,
won it
excuse
twice in a row.
me.
Sorry, there it is right there. That's exactly what
back
I'm
to
talking
back,
about. See that
and a
right,
3-time
that
champ.
right there. And you talk a lot of trash about how I'm pretty average at fantasy, right? So I think that was like, and then you just go up and lose to me. I don't understand. I don't really understand. Like you talk all this trash and you're like, can't back it up. I just wanted to hear your post game thoughts on your team and why they're trash and why they suck. Just wanted to know.
So first of all, I do talk a lot of trash, and I can tell you right now, I can lose every single fantasy game this year, and I will continue to talk trash. That being said, good win. That was a great win. Your team went the fuck off. You are one of the reasons why I regretted not taking Swift in any of the leagues I did. He definitely went hard.
And I remember, hold on. I specifically remember you saying, "I don't know about Swift, man. They like to run multiple running backs, and it's like
well,
they got
I
like."
did pick up Jamal in one league, and I should have played him. He was on my bench, and he went off in that league for
I'm
me.
just saying, like the fact that you talk all this trash and then you just say, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna lose to Alex. I'm never gonna lose again in my life. I'm
Do we
so
play
good."
again? Do we
I don't,
play each other
I
again
don't
this year?
know, but it doesn't matter. I gotta
Yeah.
win. We
Yeah,
probably
we have to. We have to because now
we're down to a
we
10
dropped a
man
couple
league.
teams.
Yeah,
So I'll see you next game
yeah.
where the adjustments will have to have been made, and then we'll see who's the better fantasy player.
Like I said, my
Because
hot
week
take.
one is nothing. Week one of fantasy is basically preseason.
Hold
You're
on, like
figuring
I
out your team.
like I said in my hot take for the season, it's not about the players, it's about the coaches. And we knew who was a better coach this week. So just remember that.
You rallied your boys.
Hey, they were there. I had to talk with them and everything. He said, "Hey guys, man, I know he looks like Mr. Clean. I know that he I know that you want to give him this victory because you feel so bad for him, but don't, okay? We need to destroy him."
Well,
Whatever.
before you go on to something different, I would just like to know if I played any of you guys, I'd fuck you both up. I only would have lost to TJ in our group. And what's up? And my running backs only did 15 points. So
I like how he's talking a lot of
can't wait to
trash
play you guys.
about teams he would have beat.
No, I
Right.
do that too, though.
Yeah.
I like to
Oh.
look if my team's going off in a week, I'm looking at the scoreboard. I'm like, oh, I would have fucked all you up.
But I agree with Chris, and like since like fantasy is just like, all right, week one, you just gotta see what happens. You never know. You don't know who's gonna be great. You don't know what the teams are gonna run. So you just kind of play with it. So I think I'm looking pretty good for the year. I just need
Yeah.
to get my running backs in game.
One thing I know, I can expect about 12 trade requests within the next 2 weeks from Justin to try to get one of my 5 running backs. I just know it's coming. So
You have 5 of them?
Well, I would like to say for the record here, I am in the market for a tight end. So
with Knox.
yeah, I waited
One.
way too long to get a tight end in that league. That once you guys started grabbing them, they went fast, and then I looked and I'm like, shit, there's no one there. He did not get any love from Josh Allen.
I was honestly surprised at the Dallas tight end getting so much love.
Who the hell did he fucking throw it to?
I mean, you're not.
He had nobody. Did you
Yeah, he needs
okay.
to throw it to the
We can
big
talk
guy.
about this later. I don't want to talk about
Actually,
it.
speaking of that, Alex, in fact, we've already kind of delved into a little bit of what's going on with the Steelers, but why don't you continue that and fill us more in on your thoughts on
Okay.
week 1 of the Steelers?
So week 1 of the Steelers. Thank you for joining the only victory on this Zoom call. I don't want to be that guy, but it was a hard fought win. I will say one of the teams got unlucky. Justin, you lose Dak, kind of get unlucky, right? At that point. I understand it might have been a lost cause at that point. You're playing Brady and you lost Dak. So it's just like that's rough. One team, hey, they were taking some kneecaps on that loss. I liked it. I was a fan of it. I thought that there's at one point, I don't know if you guys watched any of if you guys sat down and watched the games all day. There is at one point where the only good game to watch was the Steelers game. And then there was at one point where I couldn't figure out which game I wanted to watch because they were all getting so good.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was so fun. That's what I love. But when I was watching the Steelers game, so for some reason I freaking couldn't get it on my TV. So I was watching it on my phone. I was watching another game. It was a blackout game for my NFL ticket. So I had to watch it on my TV, on my phone. So I was watching on my phone the whole time. The defense, I'll say it over and over again, will always carry the Steelers. They are a defense-led team. That's what they do. Anybody that had any reservations, first, Joey looked bad the first half. He was throwing to nobody except for the Steelers.
Yeah, that first pick was really bad.
And I was like, who are you throwing to? You threw it way behind your receiver. It was almost like the Stafford pick. Where it was dude, who are you throwing to? Then our kicker, Boswell, he is consistent-ish. I love him. He's been on our team forever, but he is that one kicker that will go 19 for 21. So you just can't get rid of him but it's what 2 kicks did he miss? And they were game winners, right? So here's the hard part with Boswell is he's so good, but he misses those 2 kicks and it's game winners. You're fuck. I wish we would have had those back.
One was right up the upright. He bounced off. It wasn't
bounced.
Yeah, and it was a long field goal. I get you that, but to win the game when you're a kicker, you're paid for those moments right there. That is what you are paid for, is to be when you have the moment to win the game, to win it. Put your kicker out there to make a 50-yarder. You should make it, right? I know it's a lot harder said than done, but NFL kicker, that's what I think you should do. So that's why I'm Boswell.
Isn't that what the Broncos thought yesterday?
That is exactly what the Broncos thought. But
we're getting to those fools.
So that's it, and then the offense. The offense first half looked unstoppable. I don't know what they put in them, but I don't know if they're scripting plays over there right now. I don't know what they're doing over there, but that first half looked really good. They couldn't stop them. They were doing really well. The receivers were catching balls. They catch some I don't know if you guys watched the Steelers game, but there were some gnarly catches in that game. There was some amazing, whoa, holy crap. And there were some gnarly almost catches in that game from Jamar Chase that he caught some balls and I was whoa, if he literally had another millimeter, that would have been in. But our offense was cooking and then our offense was nothing. So one thing that I'm excited for is to see how long it takes for the Steelers to put Kenny Pickett in, because I think Trubisky's doing well, but it's just there's no fire behind what he's doing. It's almost cool. Thank you, Alex Smith. You did really well, but it's where are you going to get us that win? Are you going to get us that win to where we have a really good defense right now? Maybe you give Kenny a chance with maybe 5-6 weeks left in the season. If you're not doing too hot, see what happens. But we're 1-0. So why would we change up what's not broken? So see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. My takeaway from you guys was that you are for sure not going under 500 this year, no matter who's the quarterback, but that you would probably be better off with Kenny.
Hey, those black forces from Mike Tomlin came in.
I saw that. That was pretty cool. He's a cool coach.
I think that's a little overreaction for you guys thinking about Kenny Pickett right off the top. I mean, that was a good game against a good team. And like, I mean, yes, you said like he didn't come back and do anything like the second half, but like he at the end of the day, you still won the ball game. And I
Yes,
think
but we
I don't know. I get what you're saying where there's no fire, there's no like drive. I get it. I I just think that's a little bit of an overreaction. That's my thing. I
it's
don't know.
Oh, I
it's week
love it.
one. It's week one. If you don't have an
Week one
overreaction, yeah, like if
overreactions.
you don't have it, what do you have?
Well, I guess it's my turn to overreact on my Lions then.
Hold on.
Actually, yeah.
Before you get into that, the reason I say this is because he went 21 for 38 for 194 yards. Like, okay, 21, you average 5 yards a throw. Okay, cool. And Najee Harris had 10 carries for 23 yards. Chase
Yeah,
Claypool
lame.
was their largest rusher that game. They had the rusher that game.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
And for everyone making fun of me for picking Fryermuth with my tight end pick, 5 receptions for 75 yards. So thank you for that.
Welcome.
Good on you.
That'll close out the Steelers week 1. Thank you so much for coming to that.
We need to get you like a steel curtain noise or something. Well, going on to my knee-biting Lions, I was I don't know, it was a bittersweet week 1. Sweet in the fact that we did much better than I expected. To be honest with you, I figured with how high powered the Eagles offense was that it was going to be a game difference of like 10 points. So the fact that it came down pretty close and only ended in 3 points, like, I mean, there's no moral victories in anything, but it's kind of a step in the right direction, considering some people probably thought they should have lost by more. But when you go back and you watch the game, they should have fucking won it too. And Goff kind of had some shittiness that reminded you of the badness of Goff. And then the Lions made a questionable onside kick decision that may have probably cost them the game as well. So it's a little frustrating when you see things, you're like, oh man, if that went differently, what's up, Borat? That went differently, the Lions win. But I think we're moving in the right direction. Swift looked great. Super happy from what I saw of him. Yes, Alex.
Question: What? So I didn't watch the game, but what was that one interception that they kept showing over and over from Goff, or like a fumble or something like that? That was like a big one.
Was I think he had a pick 6.
Oh yeah,
that they kept showing. And yeah, that was horrible.
It was the rookie for the Eagles, like as his first interception. His first interception was a pick 6.
Yes.
That's why they like over and over and
yeah,
over.
Yeah.
And so like at that point, you don't throw that pick 6, you might win the game. Actually, you do win the game.
Yeah, there's a couple instances that happen where it's like, man, if we didn't do that, we win the game. And so for us to compete that well with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts and that high powered offense and be able to score as well and make it a game, I'm happy that we're moving in the right direction. Yeah.
Walk me through, because I also didn't watch it, but I saw at one point it was like 44, like 20 something. I don't even remember exactly what it was. Looks like you guys were getting blown out of the water, and then you came back.
It was like
by 3. I'm just saying.
No, the score was like 30, 36. No, it was like 36, it was like 20 or something like that.
No, it was like 35-20. And then the final score was 38-35.
Oh, okay.
The game was weird. It was a roller coaster. It started off very close. In fact, the Lions got out ahead first. Then the Eagles pulled away for a little bit, and then the Lions made a pretty decent comeback, but fell short.
14 points in the fourth quarter. That was nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll see how it's going. I think that was one of our harder games on the schedule, to be honest with you. So should get better from here.
I will say this is exactly what MCDC was talking about in the show, where he's like, we have a winning team. We just got to clean things up.
Yep.
We just got to clean up the mistakes that we make. We're going to beat ourselves every single game if we make these mistakes.
For sure. And they're so close.
as a Lions fan, you could have gave up. Like you could have been like, oh, well, we lost. And that could have been it. But they came back, went hard. I think that's always impressive too to see from your team.
And it was cool to hear the Eagles head coach and Jalen Hurts and everybody were really praising how crazy of an atmosphere the Lions crowd made that game. And so that team needs that. Like it becomes significantly easier to win at home if your crowd is going bananas and there for you. So it's all needed. All right. Well, that kind of wraps it up for me with the Lions. I don't really have much to say. You know, it is what it is. We're moving on. We're gonna get better, but I think it's time to start a very fun segment. In fact, some might say this segment could be the most exciting segment that we have on this show some weeks.
It's definitely my favorite segment that we have.
But not this week. This week is gonna be a little bit of a somber segment. It's gonna be a little down, but that's okay because our resident Cowboy fan is going to bring us the Cowboy Corner. All right, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you for the wonderful music and all that jazz and the wonderful entrance. Ah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so much to say about a Cowboys team, but yeah, you're for surely right. What a somber week. What a sad week. What a sad performance. What a game. Being hyped all Sunday for the Sunday night game. And then that. Oh man. Okay. Well, let's talk about positives because I always talk positives first, right? And then we'll get into all the sad things. One, our defense held Tom Brady to a single touchdown in all field goals and in positions where they were driving down the field. And when you get into that red zone, they clutched and stopped them and forced them to do a field goal. To me, that's a win. When you can make Tom Brady do a field goal, you did pretty good. Michael Parsons is the man we all thought he was. He continues to show that he is. And I think having like stronger people like DeMarcus Lawrence back and that we picked up Anthony Barr. Vander Esch looked a lot better. I saw him make a lot of good plays, which I thought was impressive because, like, man, there was one time Leonard Fournette, dude, he was running all over everybody, and he's a big boy. And I just saw him like whack up with Vander Esch, and I was like, dude, those are two like men getting smacked. Our corners also look good. Our safeties look good. I mean, dude, honestly, our defense was the best thing to watch from that entire game. That's all I have to say. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. What's up, Al?
I will say it should have. I think the score should have been 35-3 at a point, but they held them to all field goals. That's freaking impressive.
Yeah, for our defense just to do that, I think like again, that's just a really, really impressive performance on our end. Like 19-3. That's not bad. If we would have had any offense, that would have been a game. Any offense at all. Anyways, I think they were trying to do too much. Truthfully, when you talk about our offense, like I love Dak, but when you only have CeeDee Lamb and you have all these other nobody, like Noah Brown isn't a nobody. I know him because he's played for the Cowboys for a little bit, but then we have like rookie Houston, we have Dalton Schultz, like that. He did something, but he didn't do a lot, right? But he didn't do anything till the end of the game. So the first half, but then you chose not to run it. You have Zeke and Pollard, who are a great 1-2 punch, and you totally just didn't even use them until like later in. Like Zeke is that person that you need to feed the ball like 30 times a game because he's just going to eat, and then break out for a run. We chose to ignore all things Zeke. We chose to just do, let's just pass. Then our offensive line kept getting hurt. Then Dak wasn't looking good. He was throwing behind. He was trying to throw these tight windows. Like, dude, did you see some of his plays? Like, he tried to throw it in like the tightest of windows. And like, don't get me wrong, I think Dak is an excellent quarterback, but you can only do so much. And that's a good team. Make better decisions. Poor decision making.
Yo, did you see when they were so Zeke? Well, I was really impressed with Zeke that game. But did you see Tony Pollard get blown up when he tried to make that block?
Blown the fuck up.
Yep. I was scared.
I was impressed with Zeke too. I think you should have given more opportunity. I don't think he got near as many opportunities as he should have for that game. I mean, you think about it, he only had 10 attempts and he had 52 yards. He had a 5.2 per carry. 10 attempts. You can't give you pay Zeke so much money and you're gonna give him 10 runs.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What was the point of backing up the Brinks truck for him to get him to come back if you just stopped using him?
Should have traded him. And if you want to use Pollard out of the back as like a wide receiver running back, like most people are doing now, you should have. When they brought him Mike McCarthy, who's a literal West Coast offense, vertical stretch, like he's going to bring the ball down the field, you just lost everything that you just put your money in with Zeke. That was a dumbass decision on Jerry Jones' part. Anyways, 3 points. There's not much else you can talk about our offense besides we just look sad, pathetic. Now Dak out. They say 4 weeks, but that's Jerry Jones talking.
Yeah.
He's just super very optimistic. You know, Jerry. And the one thing about Dak, I think he's been injured so many times. Stop rushing him. You paid him all this money. You already saw what we were capable of this year. Our offensive line just keeps getting hurt. We what's his name? Jordan Peterson. Is that his name? The offensive line that used to be like a longtime Eagle. We just brought him on our team.
Peters.
You know Peters. Thank you. He'll be a great addition, but he's not even like, and he can't play yet because he's just not knowing the offense yet. He's probably in a lot of shape. So, like, dude, don't rush a comeback. You're going to already lose these first couple games to the Rams, who we play next, right? I believe. Like, we have tough games. Just lose them. It's okay. Like, you can still make, if you wait 5 to 6 weeks, you can still make a deep playoff run. But who knows?
Hey, so who you guys, do you know what's going on with the quarterback? Are they playing Cooper or like what?
Cooper.
They're going with Cooper Rush?
Yeah. For now. There's rumors of Jimmy G, but there's no way the 49ers send Jimmy G to Dallas.
Okay, hot takes. You ready? So first off, I thought Jimmy G would be great, but because of Trey Lance's performance, there was no way in the fuck that you're doing that.
Yeah, because they may need him.
Mm-hmm. Secondly, you saw our wide receivers. Shut the fuck up. You give money to OBJ and you bring him to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to be a Ram though. I there's like no doubt.
Yeah, he did
want to be a Ram.
Seem like that when he was there, but you know, money talks.
When Jerry Jones goes, "Hey, I'm a millionaire. I'm a billionaire." Goes, okay.
I was gonna say, I think he's got more than $1 million.
Also, I would say like the one cool thing about the Cowboys that they have too is, I think if you were in the NFL and you grew up watching football, like being a Cowboy holds like a prestige. Like, oh, I was a Cowboy at one point. Like, I think it holds a prestige as well as the money, but it's like, oh, I was a Cowboy.
The problem is you're not going to get him until Dak is back.
100%.
Right. Well, and also I think the other thing that a lot of people are forgetting is Michael Gallup. He's super good. He's super, super talented. He doesn't come back until like week 4, week 5. So again, why are you rushing Dak when they're not, like, no one's coming back? You're gonna have the same issues. Our offense is still gonna suck. And then we have the guy we picked up from the Steelers. What's his bucket?
James Washington.
James Washington. He's out until week 4 to 5. So why rush it?
And maybe you can sneak in a game or two. Maybe you can win a game or two with Cooper. See if you guys can, because I mean they're going to be forced to run it with Zeke now because Cooper obviously isn't the best quarterback in the league. So they might be forced to run it with Zeke, and Zeke might be able to show him, hey, you need to give me the ball more. Like you need.
Or Pollard shows that he's way better than Zeke.
I think he is better.
I don't think that will happen.
Bro, he got fucking blown up, bro. Like, did you see that play?
They're so different running backs. Like Zeke is a short, stouty, like hard-nosed runner, and he's a good power blocker, right? Because he's a bigger guy. Pollard is a speed back. He's out of the I'm gonna catch and run. He's gonna just do like a quick split. So they're just two different positions, and they're going to have to utilize them like that. And you're going to have to bring in sets where they're both in, because then you don't know what to do. Like there's just going to be a lot of change on that offense that you have to do with all this. So you might, I mean, dude, just try it. What the fuck happens? It works and we win. Okay.
Why not?
Well, as the resident Cowboy hater here, I did want to say that while I was watching the game, I was so disappointed when Dak got hurt, because it's a lot less fun to shit on the Cowboys if, like, you know, Dak's out. You know, of course they're not going to be as good with their starting quarterback. So now going for these next 4 whatever weeks, it's not going to be as fun to shit on them because it's like, I don't know, it's like kicking a dead dog.
You think it's fun to watch that? You think it's fun to talk about? This Cowboys corner is gonna be nothing to talk about. Oh yeah, our backup quarterback.
It is so much more fun to come on here and talk about the Cowboys if they were in a nail biter that they lost because of a bad decision or something. Not Dak going down. So
wait a minute. I thought we were talking about the Cowboys, not the Broncos.
Oh, we're getting to them. Oh, we're getting to that. I know, John.
have one question before we move this one.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, is he in the hot seat?
Oh,
or
for
what?
sure. For sure.
Knowing Jerry Jones, no.
I don't think so either. I'm kind of torn between both because you just lost Dak, like, are you really in the hot seat? Is it your fault?
And so it's like and with Jerry Jones kept Jason Garrett around forever.
Here's the thing, though. I think Jerry has shown that he's super eager for success to happen quick.
No way.
And McCarthy's already flubbed the past couple years where the Cowboys have had their best opportunities under him. Right now, they technically have the worst roster that McCarthy has had since taking over. And on top of that, just look how they looked before Dak got hurt. Like, McCarthy should be in the hot seat if you're a Dallas fan, especially if there's a guy like Sean Payton out there.
Bold prediction. You ready?
Let's
At
hear
the
it.
end of the year, he's fired. Dan Quinn becomes head coach.
Yeah, that's actually probably the most likely head coaching switch that happens is Dan Quinn takes over. Yep.
I like Dan Quinn.
Great.
Look at his
What are you doing
defense.
with
His
their
defense is great.
And then we hire someone who's just focused on the offense.
Yeah. I mean, I swear Tomlin doesn't do anything. Like, not like in this retrospective, like, but like I swear that man has a defense coordinator, an offense coordinator that does everything for him. So all he has to worry about is personnel because he gets the best out of every single player. But you do that, you get Dan Quinn to just run the defense. That's amazing. Just hire someone for the offense.
Yeah, for sure. If Dan does take over as the head coach, he should still call the
get
defense.
rid of Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen's got to go. He's needed to go last year. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is that I already know that I'm wrong about what I said with Diggs and Parsons. Parsons is clearly not going to have a sophomore slump year, and he is for sure going to be the guy on that defense because he was the guy on that defense. He was the reason why the game was what it was. He was breaking through that O-line and, pressuring Tom very, very quickly.
To counter you on that, offensive line's like one of the worst in the leagues. Like, it's they've lost a lot of guys, and the left side specifically is super injured right now. And that's where they were because what's his name went out, right? Williams went out, and they just like said, "Hey, Parsons, have fun over there."
Yeah, he was just feasting after that. At that point,
his moves were dirty.
No, he was
he just powered through him. Like, they were slick moves.
Oh no, he's super athletic.
I want to see him. I want to see him go up against like a true, like, where they're like, because I think he's gonna be great. I think he's gonna be. I just want to see him go up against like a true, like, or this was perfect for him because it gets him that, hey, I'm not gonna be in this slump. I'm already out of it. I'm already 2 sacks deep. He's already has 2 sacks, right?
Yeah,
he has 2 sacks, right? I'm already 2 sacks deep. Let's go for. I would love to see him get 23 sacks this year, break the record.
That's a bold. Now that is a bold prediction.
I would just love to see it because, like, cool. We just had last year with TJ. Break it or tie it, I guess.
Tie it.
And then let's go, Micah. Just break it all the way. Like, break it your sophomore year. Show us why you deserve to get paid millions and millions of dollars.
However, did you see his incident on Twitter today?
Uh-oh.
He kind of showed. Now he's young, but he kind of showed that he's a little mentally fragile because I think Pro Football Focus or one of those outlets put out a picture or a video of a block that Fournette had on him. And he responded to it and was like, "Oh, you're a pussy if you're hitting someone who's not even looking." Da, da, da. And it's like, dude, that was a clean block. How many blocks happen in a game where the person getting blocked did not see the person coming? That's football, motherfucker. That was his job. You're just mad that someone blasted that photo out there. So he needs to just stay off social media the entire year and just focus because he's there. He's a star. He's a superstar.
Yeah.
I think that was an awkward pause.
It was an awkward pause. Write it down because
we've now talked about the Cowboys for almost 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So
yeah, but think about how many people are out there that would click on a clip that is about the Cowboys. So
No.
also write down the time that we just finished talking about the Cowboys.
Oh, I did. Awkward
'Cause-
ending.
Because Cowboys Corner
Yeah,
could be a thing that's like its own segment every single week. We just put it out. Just that.
Once we
Like,
get
oh,
better,
yeah,
it
by
gets more and
itself,
more
for sure.
passion.
yeah.
Hold on one second. Cat, shut your mouth. Go see your mom. Get out of my face.
Leave that in. Cat, shut your mouth.
Cat.
Now I'm gonna add that to the soundboard.
Cat, shut your mouth. Go to your mom.
Ready to start?
Let's do it.
All right, starting now. All right. Well, I think that was an excellent segment talking about the Cowboys week 1. And Justin, we look forward to hearing the shitty weeks to come about them. And I'm sure you're very excited to talk about them here too. So moving on, let's get a little hot. Let's do some hot takes. And I'm going to start, and I don't even know how hot this is, to be honest with you, but I think the Broncos are going to be dog shit this year, especially in that division. They're going to have a bad record.
Yes.
That coaching was horrendous. Those timeouts, unbelievable. The decision to kick instead of go for it, unbelievable. And so I think because Russell is going to take a little bit more time to get some chemistry down with his guys, he clearly has it with Judy, but get more settled in with that organization. But I think it's really going to be the coaching that's going to hold him back, because that was just some of the worst couple minutes of football I've ever watched.
I couldn't agree more. I think you're again overreacting a little bit, but that's okay. I think they'll still be better than what you guys think, and I think they need chemistry, because when you're talking about, like I said earlier about teams who took off like the preseason, Broncos were one of those teams. So they have a lot of players that like don't have any chemistry with one another. They didn't get a chance to actually throw. Like you can just see like Russell's underthrowing a lot of people, like the whole game. Like he underthrew so many people. So there's no connection there. And then that coaching, God, was horrible. But
His arm strength has always been questionable.
Me and Alex are both like, no.
Yeah.
He used to have moonballs. Like that's his thing.
It's his thing.
Oh,
bro.
moonballs, the easiest to pick off.
Yeah, but that's his thing. That's his thing though. Like that is like he doesn't get picked off because of his accuracy. That's what he's known for. That's what he's known for.
You hate God-fearing men because you're a ginger?
No, I just think name. Well, this is a whole other
We're not gonna
segment
get
side
into it.
thing. We're not going to get into it, but
no.
I question his arm strength his entire career.
That's fine. That's fine.
Go on.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I will. Do you want to go next, Justin, or do you want me to go next for my hot take?
Oh, dude, go ahead, man.
Cool. I would say my hot take is in my division, and that is that the AFC North is more open than I thought. I would say that I would think that almost any team can win that division now. Just the way that the Steelers played, the way that the Browns played without Deshaun and against Baker. Well, I mean, they made that comeback and he kicked that field goal. Like, hey, a win's a win. If you're not gonna have Deshaun for 11 weeks, you gotta take wins when you can get them, right? So I think it's more open than I thought originally. I thought it was a lock for the Ravens, but I think it's more open than I thought originally. And I think that the Bengals finished third in that division. They just lost, and I don't know for how long, but they just lost T. Higgins.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, and Joey B needs to. Maybe he's gonna go through this was his sophomore, right? Technically his sophomore year.
Because he kind of it's his third year, but his rookie
year-
year he got hurt pretty early in like the first few weeks.
This is technically his because his rookie year, sophomore year, he went to the Super Bowl technically. So his third year, maybe sophomore slump that he's gonna go through where
Super Bowl slump.
Yeah. Or the Super Bowl slump, or that defenses got to see a lot of him last year that they'd never seen before. and he is a very unique quarterback, so they might be planning better for him. But that's my hot take. Or I don't want to take this one in case you have it for Justin, but I'll say it after.
Perfect. My hot take is Kansas City is who we thought they would be without Tyreek Hill. People, I think, thought like, oh, they're not going to be anything without him. 5 touchdowns by Patty Mahomes. Ass whooping of what is considered a pretty decent NFC West team. Chris talked about Kyler Murray having to show up for that game. Talk about the opposite. And that team looks just as good and competitive in that division as any other team. I know the Chargers looked really hot against the Raiders. I think the Raiders came back and looked a little bit better. They still have some like cohesiveness to do, but yeah, Kansas City is exactly who we thought they were. They did not change. You do not need Tyreek Hill. And then on the opposite of that, Miami's better than what I thought they were. I really expected Miami to have a tougher game. And I was super impressed to see them actually do as well as they did. Those are my hot takes.
Yeah, I like that. That was gonna be one of my hot takes, is that the Cardinals are freaking trash, bro.
Cardinals are going to be really bad this year.
But I didn't want to take it because I was hoping that you would say something about it. And yeah, I think
Patriots are going to be bad this year. That's a
And-
hot take.
Mac Jones has back issues.
It sounds like he's all right.
And I like how no one brought up that. I can't believe you didn't bring this up, Chris.
What's that?
That maybe it's true. Mr. Rogers isn't as good as he looks without Devontae Adams.
Well, I would love to say that, but it's week 1. We can't really say anything definitively. Yes,
This-
Justin.
Flip that. Vikings are better than what we thought they were because that team looked good. I don't know if you guys seen that clip of Michael Irvin talking about Justin Jefferson, but that was the funniest thing to watch, first off. And everything he said was so true. Like, Kirk Cousins will be MVP because of who he's throwing to, and Justin Jefferson is on a tear. I think he felt disrespected because of Jamar Chase doing, like, everybody getting hype around Jamar Chase. And what was that face? Say your piece.
Kirk Cousins is going to shit on himself enough times to take him out of any MVP race. Don't get me wrong. Jefferson is going to do his thing this year. He's going to put up numbers, but Kirk Cousins is also going to shit the pants a few times and take himself out of any MVP race.
You never know. It's a brand new everything.
What if we're talking about the wrong person taking the MVP on that team? What if Jefferson takes it?
There you go.
Because he wants a
It's
2,000
rare.
He wants a 2,000-yard season, and if you get an NFL wide receiver that has a 2,000-yard season and they don't win MVP, that is a tragedy.
See, that's kind of fucked up because Cooper Kupp was a Triple Crown winner and didn't get MVP.
Yeah, but he was going against the almost.
Rodgers really should not have won last year's
No.
MVP.
No,
Not at all.
I don't know
Like-
why he did, because he's back to back to back, right? Or is it just back to back?
Just back to back.
I don't think he should have won that year. I don't know why he won that year. I think he was just a favorite for some reason.
Quarterbacks will win more MVPs just specifically because who they are, what position they play,
Yeah.
which is kind of fucked because Jonathan Taylor should have done better. He could have got more MVP votes. I think he would have been a better candidate, but Cooper Kupp should have won MVP last year.
But
Cooper
anyways,
Kupp
I
should have
think
definitely
that's a
won it.
I think that's a bold prediction to think Justin Jefferson will win because it's going to be a quarterback. Like, unless some defensive player has an outstanding season, like, it's going to be a quarterback. It
That's
always
true.
is.
That's true. I mean, you had TJ Watt who tied the sack record in the NFL, and he almost didn't even win Defensive Player of the Year.
But even if it is, let's just say it has to be another quarterback. Looking at the numbers, Tom Brady should have won it last year over Aaron Rodgers. He beat him in all the stats. Like, it literally just made no sense. And that's why I don't like it, that it's strictly up to like journalists of sports media. It's like, okay,
Who got top 100 player this year?
like number 1.
Yeah.
T. Brady.
Oh, that was Brady.
See,
Yeah.
that I think is more substantial than the MVP because it's player
because
led.
it's picked by the players. Yeah.
Player led.
And I think at the end of the day, that's exactly what it should have been. MVP should be decided by the players, not like journalists. Because at the end of the day, you're not playing those fucking people.
Right. And going back to Alex, what you said about having a hot take on Aaron. It is just week 1. Justin pointed it out. Like, the Vikings are legit. In fact, I wish I could go back in time to when we did our predictions because I think I said that the Lions will split games with the Vikings. That's not happening. We're losing both games to the Vikings. They're damn good. It'll be interesting to see where Rodgers goes from here, though, because here's the big test. I mean, if you want to be compared to Brady as a great, like, you have to be able to turn nobodies into something.
You literally do, and I will give it to him. Lazar wasn't playing.
Yeah, he wasn't playing, so
he didn't.
We need to see him back in there.
He didn't have his number one, but
he didn't have his number one. That's really a number 3.
Yeah, but it was like really.
So he started at 4.
He was even like. Did you see his interview with Pat McAfee?
No, I stopped watching his interviews. He's
great.
A douche.
They're great. But what it was he was like, we just need more out of them. Like when there's balls in hands, you need to catch them, which is true.
Sure.
Like, hey, you're an NFL wide receiver.
That first ball that he threw was right to that fucking guy, wide open, and
literally,
he dropped it.
And like hearing him explain the game, I was like, oh, actually, the Packers were a lot closer. They were like 2 drops away from actually being really close in that game.
Yeah, at a certain point, it was pretty close.
I have one more thing on the Packers, and we should move on. AJ Dillon will be the starter over Aaron Jones. I think by the end of the season, Aaron Jones had 5 carries. AJ Dillon had 10.
It was fucking annoying. I have Aaron Jones in my fucking league.
Yeah, that was unpredictable.
But yeah, I think that definitely kind of will wrap up Green Bay. We can always talk about Green Bay.
So we had some hot takes, Chris. What you got next for us?
All right, guys. Well, I think that wraps it up for this week's hot takes. Let's put week 1 behind us. 3rd time's the charm. Let's move on. It's week 2. Let's get to Thursday night, which is the game I've been most excited for this year. Obviously, it's been circled on my calendar. It is the Chiefs versus the Chargers.
Bro, I am so excited for this game. It's not even crazy.
It's not even crazy. He's so excited.
It's got a big red circle around my calendar. I'm so pumped to watch this game. Oh man!
Now, do you say red circle because you're picking the Chiefs?
No.
You okay? Well, you seem to have a lot of opinions about this. We'll let you go last. Let
me go first.
Okay, go first. Let me sway my decision. Go first. I'm gonna choose whatever. If you have a good argument, I'm gonna choose off whatever you choose because I don't know who's gonna win this game.
So sadly, guys, I actually can't watch this game because I'm working. I thought about putting a TV in there so I could watch it because I'm so pumped, but I can't afford a TV. So long story short, I'm going Chargers over Chiefs purely because I think at the end of the day, it's another one of those like AFC North battles like you just have with Bengals. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a battle of a game. I think it does hurt the the Chargers that they don't have Keenan Allen, but I think that defense is scary good. I think they're better defensively than the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's going to come down to it's going to be an air-rated game. Whoever scores the last touchdown is going to win the game. And I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Justin Herbert scoring that. Because even him against the Raiders, like, dude, he's threw to people who we don't even know. Like, none of those were on my fantasy teams. Mike Williams didn't get a touchdown.
I know. Tell me about it.
I mean, shoot, I didn't even think Austin Eckler did get a touchdown. So, like, if he's doing it with no-name players, which Dak couldn't do, like, imagine what he's going to do when he has to put in primetime situations and he has good players in this situation to do that.
Okay, Justin, you swayed me. You swayed me to pick the Chiefs. And the only reason is because you said it's going to come down to whoever can score the last touchdown. And Patrick Mahomes has been in way too many of those games, and he's won way too many of those games where he needs a last second touchdown and he gets it. That's the only reason, because he's been in those games way too often where I think you're right. And I think it can go either way, but I just know Patrick Mahomes has been in those games way too often to like lose it again.
That's true facts. But I think too, you got to think Justin Herbert is a potential MVP candidate this year. He has to win this game.
Well, 5 touchdowns.
That person.
5 touchdowns. If he can replicate that every game, he's a potential MVP champion.
The Cardinals.
All right, Chris, what do you think on this game?
Thank you, Alex. I think a lot of things. I'm pretty torn on this one because in one hand, you could look at it as the Chargers are coming off a divisional game against the Raiders, which they won. They played hard. It was a gritty game. So are they going to be embattled by that going into the Chiefs game? Or are they going to be tired from that? And same thing with the Chiefs. They just got done steamrolling the Cardinals. Is that now are they going to, go have a shitty next week because they're too busy focused on how good they were this week? Or is that going to pump them up to go in there and beat the shit out of the Chargers? But if I had to pick, I think I'm going to go with the Chargers. Like you said, Justin, they have a better team. Mr. Chris doesn't listen. They have a better defense, and with Buckner, is there an N in that? Butker? I don't know. Chiefs kicker. He went down. Buckner. There's an E or an N. When he went down, I don't know if you guys saw, they put in their safety who can actually kick. However, he did miss an extra point. And so because of that, and because his game's going to be so close, if they don't have Harrison, I think the kicking is going to determine this game, and therefore it goes to the Chargers.
How funny would it be if they only go for 2 then?
Ooh,
because
ballsy.
I mean, well, you got to think about it. You don't have a kicker. Okay, your backup kicker is going to make it 50% of the time. Well, that's freaking about the average. You're going to make a 2-point conversion.
True, especially the Chiefs.
Yeah, so why not just go for it every single time, and maybe you get lucky and you get 2 in a row.
Now, that would be exciting. That would be some Madden style football right there.
Yeah, it would.
I would love it. But yeah, I think it's the Chargers. So it looks like it's 2-1 picking the Chargers. So we'll see next week how that plays out for us. But I think that is all we have it for this episode of the Three of Me Bros. Check us out on Saturday for a fun little week 2 preview for the rest of the games. Justin, Alex, anything you want to say to the people before we sign off?
Yes, I would love to say that as the only win in this lobby, good luck this week, guys. I understand. I hope you guys can get one out. Justin, it might be a little rougher than Chris, but you guys got this week. I promise. Thanks, you guys are going to get one.
Eat kneecaps. How about them Cowboys?
Oh my God. Follow us on all social medias. The Three of Me Bros podcast is literally everything. So if you don't have us on there, you can stay up to date with all those things as well. And check out some funny clips from these podcasts that we do.
All right. We'll see you next time, guys.
Peace.
Adios.